Your thumb is moving, the screen is glowing, and the world is speaking to you. The question is not whether you use social media. The question is whether you use it with intention, with integrity, and with the spirit of Islam. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught that your tongue is a reflection of your heart. In the digital age, your screen is an extension of your tongue, and every post, every comment, every share is a record that will be presented to you. A 2025 study in the Bukhari Journal formulated 4 operational digital ethical principles from the Hadith of the Prophet: information integrity, control of digital expression, public communication etiquette, and social responsibility. Stay for number 1, the intention that changes everything. Before we begin, we have gathered the daily practices of the beloved, peace be upon him, into one book, the Sunnah Home Manual. 40 practices, every hadith verified. Now, let us put down our phones for a moment. Let us ask ourselves, how do we use social media like a Muslim? Let us begin with number 1. Reset your niyyah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said actions are but by intentions. This is the foundation of all actions. It is the filter that transforms the mundane into worship. The scholars explained that your intention is what determines the reward of your actions. If you use social media to spread good, you will be rewarded. If you use it to spread harm, you will be accountable. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever guides to something good has a reward like the doer of it. Imagine your social media feed, every post, every comment, every share. If your intention is to benefit others, to spread knowledge, to strengthen your community, then your scrolling is an act of worship. But if your intention is to seek attention, to engage in gossip, or to waste time, then your scrolling is a source of sin. The scholars remind us to renew our intention at the beginning of every action. Say to yourself, I will use this platform to please Allah. That is the Sunnah, and it is still available to you. Number 2. Speak good or remain silent. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever believes in Allah and the last day, let him speak good or remain silent. This is the golden rule of the tongue, and in the digital age, it applies to your keyboard. The scholars explain that before you post, you must ask yourself, is this beneficial? Is it true? Is it kind? Is it respectful? The Prophet, peace be upon him, also said, the excellence of a man's Islam is his leaving that which does not concern him. This is a powerful filter. When you are about to comment on something, ask yourself, does this concern me? Does this benefit me? Does this benefit others? If not, it is better to remain silent. Imagine your social media timeline. You see a post. It is gossip. It is backbiting. It is negativity. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, do not be a person who follows the faults of others. That is the Sunnah. Number 3. Tabayyun, verify before you share. The Quran says, O you who have believed, if a wicked person comes to you with news, verify it, lest you harm a people in ignorance and become regretful over what you have done. This is a direct instruction to verify information before spreading it. The scholars explain that this is especially important in the digital age. Fake news is rampant. Rumors spread like wildfire, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, warned that it is enough for a person to be considered a liar that he relays everything he hears. The scholars also teach that it is a sin to forward unverified news. You must check the source. You must confirm the facts. You must not be a source of harm. Imagine your social media feed. You receive a message. It is shocking. It is alarming. You are tempted to share it immediately. But you pause. You verify. You confirm. And you protect yourself from spreading falsehood. That is the Sunnah. Now, let me pause here and ask you something. And I want you to be honest. What is your intention when you open social media? Do you verify what you share? Do you speak good or remain silent? The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us that these principles are not just for the physical world. They are for the digital world too. So, I want you to look at your feed. Is it a source of good or a source of harm? Drop a comment below. Tell me one thing you are going to change. Because the Prophet did not prescribe these for no reason. He prescribed them for your reward, your protection, and your connection to Allah. Now, let us continue, because we have two more prophetic tips to uncover. Number 4. Protect honor and privacy. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Do not backbite one another. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother?" This is a clear prohibition of backbiting. And in the digital age, backbiting is easier than ever. A comment, a screenshot, a shared post. The scholars explain that backbiting is speaking about someone in their absence in a way they would dislike, and it is a sin. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also said, "Do not spy upon one another." This is a prohibition of searching for the faults of others. The scholars explain that social media can be a tool for spying. You look at the profiles of others, you search for their faults, you expose their flaws. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever covers the faults of a Muslim, Allah will cover his faults on the Day of Judgment." Imagine your social media feed. You see a post that exposes the faults of another. You could share it, you could comment on it, but you choose to remain silent. You choose to protect their honor. You choose to follow the Sunnah. Number 5. Balance and moderation. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The best of deeds are those that are consistent, even if they are small." This is a teaching on balance. The scholars explain that you should not spend excessive time on social media. It is not a substitute for real life. It is not a substitute for prayer. It is not a substitute for family. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also said, "There is no good in excessive speech." This applies to excessive posting, excessive commenting, and excessive scrolling. The scholars mention that the Prophet would advise returning home at appropriate times, not to be a burden on the family. This is a practical teaching on time management. Imagine your life. You are spending hours on social media. Your family is waiting for you. Your prayer is delayed. Your relationships are suffering. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught you that balance is the key. That is the Sunnah, and it is still available to you for 1400 years. This wisdom has been passed from the Prophet, peace be upon him, to his companions, to the families of Medina who used their tongues wisely, to the scholars who preserved the ethics of communication. Now science is catching up. It is confirming what we already knew in our hearts. The intention that transforms the mundane, the verification that prevents harm, the protection of honor that preserves dignity, the balance that protects your time. These are not just spiritual ideals. They are the prophetic protocol for digital life. But let me be absolutely clear. The cures Allah has placed in His creation are not miracles, and they do not replace your doctor's care. They are the means He has given through the Sunnah, and they are blessings. Now, if you want to explore this further, I urge you to watch our video on the prophetic etiquette of the tongue, the words that heal and the words that wound. The modern research on digital ethics will astonish you. That video is waiting for you. Click it now. May Allah grant you and your family complete shifa. May He make your social media a source of reward. May He protect you from the harms of the digital world, and may He unite you all in the gardens of paradise. Assalamu alaikum.